There's been a lot of talk lately about a thing called Common Core, which I'm sure you've heard about. They're trying it on the state level and the federal level to get ballot initiatives and basically to ram this down our throat so they can put it in the public school systems. The titles and reasonings for things like this always sound real good, and it's always for the children. In this case, Common Core is designed to sound like common good or common sense mixed with core values or something like that, I think, when nothing could be further from the truth. This thing should be renamed to reflect, in fact, what it really is. Perhaps something like Communist Core or Common Indoctrination or maybe Learning Liberalism or my very favorite, just plain old Common BS. Maybe it should be named something like that. The bottom line is that Common Core is the official rollout of the liberal left's platform to indoctrinate our children. They don't plan on teaching our children the ABCs or the 3 R's or anything like that. Nope. Instead, under this heinous plan, our children will have every liberalized agenda officially shoved down their throats from kindergarten through grade 12 and beyond. And it's nothing new either. For years, those people have been slamming us with this crap. Grade school age children have and are being taught how to put condoms on pickles, to believe that the government is the cure instead of the disease, to disregard and disrespect our founding fathers, the Constitution, and our flag. They are taught that the Constitution is flawed, and they don't have to abide by anything in it that the left doesn't like. That secularism is the way to go, and that God is a myth, not worthy of believing in or following. They are taught to look up to the likes of Che Guevara, Castro, and Karl Marx, because it's so cool. In sports, no one can win, so that no one feels bad. In academics, everyone gets to pass, just so they can all feel good about themselves, because we don't want their fragile senses of self-esteem to be damaged. And if your 7-year-old Billy or Susie is uncertain of his or her sexuality or gender identity, well, that's just fine as well. They can use whichever toilet they feel comfortable with using on any given day of the week. And if by chance some pedophile group such as NAMBLA, the North American Man-Boy Love Association, wants to talk to these kids, their point of view is going to be regarded as valid enough to be heard. As far as any real history of the United States and the world is concerned, you can just forget that. Liberal history has nothing to do with reality. It's all about what they want your children to believe. Our founders, for example, are considered evil slave owners that built our nation on the backs of slaves, and communism was built on equality. The untold hundreds of millions of people that were slaughtered under the flags of Nazism, communism, and Marxism is brushed aside as an exaggeration of fact. The classics of literature have been whitewashed right now. Pick up any newly printed copy of such books as Huckleberry Finn, for example, and you'll never see the original text written by the likes of Mark Twain. I don't like the N-word any more than anyone else likes it, and I never use it. But like it or not, that's what Twain wrote. It's history, and it doesn't need to be cleaned up. The only difference between the very recent past that includes these things and now is that Common Core would make these teachings and a whole lot more stuff that I don't have time to go into the official doctrine and curriculum of the public school system in America. There's a lot more that I could go into about this latest scourge on our culture, which is being thrust upon our children. But what everyone needs to do right now is to tune in, listen up, keep yourselves informed, and do something about it. It doesn't matter if you have children or not. Our nation is under attack from all sides, and this is a direct assault on our nation through our children. Talk to your neighbors, your friends, and your co-workers. If all of us act together, we can stop this thing before it's too late. We need to get off our butts, America. And as my friend Wild Bill would say, America, bless God again. Thanks for listening.